I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Well, I'm not a writer. I'm a visual artist. So I'm talking to you today about an experience for me, because as a visual artist, I've been always interested in mixing visual arts and writing about art or writing about other things. I used to be a teacher in the university. I'm retired now. And when I met Patricia some years ago, I was teaching as a visual discipline, but also a discipline named intersemiose, who mixes exactly visual and verbal processes. So it was then I began to increase the experience of mixing them in my work and as a teacher as well. And so I'm going to talk to you about an experience called Livro Branco, White Book. There is a little, it's a bit heavy because there is a video performance about 6 minutes, 7 minutes. So it's a bit heavy, the White Book. I received some years ago a white book covered with nothing inside, only blank pages, a blank cover, to be filled freely, as I wished, by an artist called Itamar Morgado. So I received from the artist, a visual artist, Itamar Morgado, a book with a white cover with around 100 blank pages to be filled freely over a certain period of time. He didn't give me a deadline time to give back the book. I could do anything I wanted, even return him without nothing. So I began to think about white. What does it mean? What does it mean symbolically? Whiteness, white. I had a white book with me, and I began to think about the idea of white. I began to collect for months with my cell phone everything I saw who gave me the idea of white, a title, a phrase in the movie, anything I noted in my cell phone. Only that. Phrases, expressions, everything that gives me the idea of white, whiteness, and their meanings, and also about artists of works that suggested it. Finally, I filled it with paintings. I'm going to show you a video performance with the books you can see after, with strips of the same width, but in different sizes, establishing between them various intervals in the space of the page, which make me an almost musical rhythm, reminiscent of experiments of concrete poetry. Concrete poetry in Brazil, it's an interesting case where you mixed words and images. And the book later generated a video performance in which I incorporated the thoughts about its execution and in audio, thus mixing the work itself in the process by which it was created. So I began to think about what white means to me and the impressions it caused to me. It is an overprint, like the conversion of several times located in the present, producing a decaying vision, a displacement, a dissonant vibration. It is about the cohabitation of the dispersed based on a temporal non-linearity, leading the text to be guided by zones of affections, my affections, what affects me. Making disruptive readings opens us space for unsuspected understandings. For me, is this amalgam, the book plus the text, who I evoke as a creative writing procedure, okay? You can. So what, as a teacher, I began to think about a bit of theory to talk about. It's a meta-language process because it's a work where the thoughts of its gestation is incorporated in the final product. It's a book about collage, as a collage, as you talked, because the evocation of phrases, memories of readings, ideas, thoughts about white, just spots of that. It's about fragmentation, too. A labyrinthic mosaic of quotations. Mosaic of quotations is an expression of Julia Kristeva in Semiotique, whose texture, it's a term with the same etymological origin as text, texture, of works, artists, of various forms of expressions and periods, constitute its repertoire. Mise en abîme concept is an arising through the thoughts of different authors, mediated by various types of languages, whether visual, as cinema, drawings, painting, or literary, everyday expressions. Everything could be joined in this process. I would like to evoke the myth of Penelope. The myth of Penelope, there is a reference of waving, entanglements, disencounter and encounter, and recombination, which both refers us to events in our own existence and tell us about creation, invention, and the possibility of knowing other paths. The fabric that Penelope waves is intended to protect and warm her. It waves her hope. While she waits, she undoes the old stitches, creates another designs, new hues waiting for herself. Finally, I evoked two phrases, two quotations. Every life is in many days, day after day. We walk through ourselves, meeting robbers, ghosts, giants, old men, young men, wives, windows, brothers in love, but always meeting ourselves. It's a quotation about James Joyce in Ulysses. And a quotation of Jorge Luis Borges. A book is not an isolated being, as you said in the beginning, it's a relationship, an access for countless relationships. It's about what you said, it's about what you said, okay? He says that in fictions. Please, I'd like you to listen a bit the video performance where I evoke the thoughts about white. Livro do branco, em branco, no branco, com branco, sem branco. Metáfora do futuro, desconhecido, do não escrito, do não criado, do não existente, do tudo, do nada, do caos, da ordem, da paz, da inquietação, da impermanência. Títulos possíveis: Noites brancas, ruídos do branco, ruído no preto, livro das incertezas, preto no branco da página, pegadas na água, hiatos ou pausas, ou tempos, como na música. Outros livros, devires, a pintura por vir, poemizar-se. O labirinto vai em direção a si mesmo, ao seu apagamento. No limite é apenas uma superfície branca. É o deserto. Em Pascal Bonitzer, o campo cego. Je doute, de Ben, dúvida como princípio do conhecimento, a base da filosofia. Nada se sabe, tudo se imagina. Criação e princípio da incerteza. Como seria um aforismo branco na página em branco? A graça da página branca, aberta a todas as aventuras. Fazer um diário do pensamento sobre essas mesmas questões. Pegar o livro, filme, do ensaio sobre a cegueira e escrever o diário de impressões da leitura da obra. Estruturá-lo a partir da noção de potencialidade, o porvir, ideia, devir, o que não se fixa, água, fluxo, fagulhas, clarões, espuma, bolha de sabão, a passagem, o não lugar, não tempo, o não ser, o não forma, amorfo, anarquia, não cor. Alea jacta est, e o Rubicão. Virtus e potencialidade como antinomia. Paradoxos, oxímoros. O jogo de dados jamais abolirá o acaso. Mallarmé. O instável, o funâmbulo e o neutro. A balança equilibrada. Paul Klee. Fazer, desfazer. Pode ser associado à dúvida ou à impotência. Acaso, sorte, azar. Perguntas que não têm, não podem ter respostas. Branco como a soma das cores luz, o vazio necessário para que haja voo. Mistério, desconhecido, sombra, o indecifrável, a aventura, riscos. Fragmentário dando margem à sugestão, a ser preenchido em aberto. O quase, o resto, o vestígio, o inacabado, o incompleto, o futuro, o visionário, o passado enquanto esquecimento, o inapreensível, o inexprimível pelas palavras de Malik, o sublime, a pele, película, poeira, vento, transparência, o brilho, o opaco, o minúsculo, o ponto, expressões com o ponto, aforismo, contrição, o vazio, vacuidade, buraco, contorno, silêncio, a falta, a ausência, quietude, o filiforme. Não memória, apagamento, esquecimento, dar branco. Inconsciente, imaginário. Nada se sabe, tudo se imagina. In la voce della luna. Devaneio, utópico, o lunático, a felicidade e o além. Fantasia, bruma, fumaça, nuvem. Famintas nuvens hesitam sobre o abismo. William Blake. Energia como potência, paz. Maçã, desejo, vontade. Obras que façam alusão ao branco. Malevich, Rauschenberg, Apagando de Kooning, Opalka, Agnès Martin, Ad Reinhardt, pintor abstrato. Ver Artistas sem obras. Livro, Ensaio sobre a cegueira. 4 minutos e 53 segundos de Cage. Estruturas de discurso. Mundo das ideias, de Platão. Fé. O neutro em Duchamp. Os brancos em Cy Twombly. Janela da Alma, A Zona, Stalker de Tarkovsky, Branca de Neve, Fúrio, Os Estados Anímicos do Zen. A peine visible, o invisível. O que será o futuro? Quem sabe? A interrogação, a reticência. Preto no branco, clareza. Origem, ovo, começo, fim. O que produz ilusões? Igreja, cinema, governo. O neutro, frio, limpeza, velhice, cabelos brancos, leite, a Via Láctea, estrelas, a neve, tipos de branco, a noiva de branco, a lua, gelo, chapéu ou boina branca. Pureza, virgindade, mármore, cal, farinha, açúcar, sal. Les yeux à vide, ou a vida. Jogar com as expressões. Um dia branco, branco. A white, white day. Título primeiro de Tarkovsky para Mirror.
Não se pode voar em gaiolas, há que lançar-se. Seria possível uma sombra branca? Utopias.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you a lot. It was a pleasure to be here with you.